Sometimes when you're in After Effects, you might want to create a master comp that has many different pre-comps inside of it. When you create a comp and you just want to use that comp and then you want to export that comp, we just call it a comp. But if you want to create a master comp, you can. And when you create a master comp, then any comps that are going to be inside it are what we call pre-comps. So let's see about creating a master comp. It's just the same exact thing, except for this time we're going to say all effects. That just tells me that this is my master comp and it's going to have all the different effects in there. Now each of the effects in here is 6 seconds each, and there are 5 of them, so I'll go ahead and change this to 30 seconds. You could give yourself some wiggle room, make it 35, whatever you want to do, but I'll just go ahead and click 30. So this is my master comp. Now all I need to do is add my pre-comps into it. So I'll go ahead and start with Blobby Lies and drag it down here. And as you can see, it becomes its own layer, and this little chunk is that 6 seconds of that particular text. So I can move it over so it starts at the very beginning of my playhead. And notice that it's blue right here and it has some missing gaps. That's just because it hasn't been rendered. So if I hit spacebar, you can see that it starts to render it as a part of this master comp. Okay, so when that one is done, I can go ahead and add my next one. So I'll do Pixel Poly and drag it so that it starts as soon as the other one ends. Then I can do Smear. Oops, I didn't want to open that one. Let's just go ahead and close that and go back to the all effects. So we'll go to Smear here and move that down so it's kind of in a stacked stair-stepped order. And let's do Spotlight. And finally, we want to do this one. This one's a weird one. It's called Hair. So let's go ahead and move this in. And again, all of this stuff hasn't been rendered out. So let's go ahead and play it. As you can see, it's going to render it out ahead of the playhead. Now, if this is really intense with the graphics or the animation, it might kind of get pixelated or it might lag behind as it was rendering. So let it get full green, and once it gets full green, as it plays back through, it'll show you exactly what it looks like in real time. So let's look at this hair one. It's really weird. Kind of cool, but it's really weird. And there we go. These are all the 5 effects that I'm going to add in this particular project. So this is the master comp. Now later on, if I make a change in here, like let's say I come to this spotlight, I come to spotlight, and let's say I take this text and I change the color of the text. Let's go ahead and change it to this kind of ice blue. Once I do that and I come back into all effects, that spotlight, as you can see, it has this black area because that hasn't been properly rendered yet. So we'll go back through, hit spacebar, and it'll start to render it out. So by the time you get there, it automatically updates. So it's like using smart objects in Photoshop or Illustrator. It will automatically update in your master comp. The thing you have to be careful of is if you end up increasing the amount of time this lasts. So for instance, if I go to composition settings and say I want the spotlight to last for 9 seconds, I'll click OK. And we have these 9 seconds over here that they're really empty right now, but I can actually pull these through and whatever. But if I go back into the all effects comp, as you can see, there's kind of this grayed out part of this particular pre-comp. And that means that I can pull it through and say, I really want to show all 9 seconds of it. And then I'll have to move this over here. Now the trouble with this one is my all effects was only 30 seconds. And now adding 3 more seconds, it should be 33 seconds. So I'll have to come up here, go to composition settings, and change it to 33 seconds. So just be aware that if you start messing with time, that's the only thing that kind of really won't adapt in this instance. So you have to be careful and come back to your all effects and make sure that you watch it before you render it out.